Sup, it's Hallie. Welcome back to Club Meetings Season 3. When we last left off, Yuri left us with an ominous warning about how things might be a little different this time around. So we're just gonna have to see what happens. Start the episode. I can only presume the world around her has faded away.
Here you are. Very timely. I was just trying to save some images of what the sun looked like rising over the city. It's very pretty outside today. But enough of my meandering thoughts. There's so much to do today. So much going on. Today is the second to last meeting of the Literature Club before graduation. That already makes me feel rather wistful. It's been such a long time that we've been together. It's probably just the loop talking, but it feels a bit like this was never meant to end or move on. But just like MC, I somehow also feel like change must happen. This is the way of all life, after all. Change, growth, the decay of old things. Perhaps it is inevitable that we would move along eventually. If Monica and I can finish all the things that need to be done for it to work, that is. But also, it's Natsuki's birthday party today. We're doing it at Miss Ida's apartment. She's agreed to supervise us for her parents. Natsuki's celebrating with her family this weekend, too. Fuyuki will be there, of course. We're celebrating late, but there just wasn't time during her actual birthday. Apparently, her mother and father have agreed to both come to the private family celebration that the club will not be at, and to remain on their best behavior while there. I think Natsuki is hopeful that perhaps it will help those two repair their relationship. But, I get to go to the family celebration as well. I am a little nervous about it. I've never met her mother or father. And I've only spoken to Fuyuki a few times, and never as Natsuki's girlfriend. So it'll be a bit stressful for me. But today is less stress because it's the club's birthday celebration for Natsuki this evening. And I am told that, since Natsuki thinks it's only fair that she be considered in her mid-20s due to the time loop, that there will be alcohol. And someone who agrees, never mind who exactly, has agreed to buy alcohol for the party. So that should be interesting at the very least. And also today, I'm trying out something I've been working on. A new way for you to experience our time together. I'm quite excited for you to see it. You'll be able to do so momentarily, I hope. But anyway, let's have a talk. It's been a while since our last one. There's so much to discuss after all.
There's a blank option. What's up with that? I'm gonna drop a save in case we only get to pick one. Yeah. We'll save. I'm definitely gonna pick up. We've got to save it for later. Let's see. Let's talk about ending the loop.
Well, there are essentially two things that we have to be concerned about with regard to fixing the loop and moving on with our lives. One is the question of how, if we graduate, we will continue to manage the simulation awareness problem. After all, if we graduate, we won't be students, and as Miss Ida showed us, you must be a student to be the president of the Literature Club. But what would happen if none of us were in the Literature Club anymore? What if there were no Literature Club? Probably nothing good would happen. But fortunately, I think we found a way around that little problem. We're just going to do what Miss Ida did. We're set up to enroll automatically as adult students in adult classes. Monica has rigged a little procedural trick where the Literature Club will always exist, at least on paper, at the school, with ourselves as the true officers. Ria will be the chair of the club. We tested whether calling someone the chair would trigger anything a few weeks ago, and it didn't, so we're fairly confident that this will work. Especially with Miss Ida's help. She can always make sure no one at the school tampers with this little secret shadow club that exists only on paper by staying at the school. Hopefully. But yes, ideally, we'll still be able to control the odd nature of the club presidency while moving on with our lives this way. Although we're not sure if you'll still be able to join in, as it were. The more difficult concern is a coding one relating to the loop. Monica believes it will be easy to cut out the loop as it applies to us. But the problem is that many things are dependent on the loop and presume its existence and operation in the Literature Club. I am not sure what to do about that. But Monica says she has the problem well in hand. She says she's not worried about that part at all, which is comforting, but also troubling because she told us not to worry about it and that we'd probably rather not know how she's doing it. which is worrisome. But probably she's right that we're better off not knowing. Don't you think?
I don't know. I think it concerns all of you, and you should probably be open about it.
You think so? I feel like I'd rather be able to trust her. I want to trust her, but perhaps you are right. Something to consider. I just hope all goes well when we do turn off the loop. I, for one, am ready to move on. I think we all are. I envy you somewhat. You grow and progress in life naturally. You don't have to stop and think about it at all. It just happens. Whereas for us, it is a whole project just to move forward a year. And otherwise we're trapped in an infinite senior year of high school. I suppose you will probably tell me that it has its drawbacks, and I'm sure it does. But on the whole, I think you have a fairly good arrangement there, in your world. As with many other things, I wish even momentarily I could see what it is like, or to speak to you and hear about your life. It is one thing to have another world that you can only read about, but it's quite different to have it so tantalizingly close. To just barely be able to communicate with the person on the other side. It is both wonderful and agonizingly frustrating all at once.
Well, you'd think you'd kind of understand what it is, because technically, you've been living that regular life up until age 18, and then you were just stuck in the time loop from there. So it's not like you have no frame of reference for this. Anyway, uh-oh, no, the controller, but it crapped out. Oh, I gotta unplug it and replug it back in. Don't break on me, controller, stupid thing.
Too much of me waxing poetic. What else did you want to talk about?
So hold on a second. Was this the bottom option all along? Hey, hello, Yuri? Were these the options all along? Hold on a second. No, they weren't. That changed things a little bit. Okay, well, if this option's gonna disappear, then what is it?
What was that? I did not quite understand. Which is interesting of itself. I've never seen that happen with this system before. What did you say?
Must have been a glitch, I guess.
Oh, still, how interesting. I'll have to look into that later.
Uh-oh. Hey, the music changed. Well, let's see. We already discussed that. There are these three things. Yeah, hold on. Oh, hold on a second. Maybe just make sure I got this right. So there's the birthday party, ending the loop, graduation, and a new experience. Birthday party, ending the loop, graduation, new experience. Yeah, and then there was this bugged option. Okay. That just kind of gets rid of it and changes the tune. Well, so let's see. Were these other options still remaining in the previous one? Because there's the birthday, graduation, and a new experience. So, birthday, graduation, a new experience. She's probably right. We'll say the different thing this time.
I hope so. It's really nice to be able to trust someone on something like that. And I feel like Monica especially deserves a chance. So hopefully you are correct.
Okay, yes. So these three things are still here. But now there's also this one. Alright, so we'll see what's up with that one in just a second. Let's save over this guy now that we've seen those possibilities. Hey, hello, Yuri?
What was that? I did not quite understand.
I said, hey, Yuri, this time.
Yes. Goodness, this is strange. What is it?
Huh. The menus are indeed strange. But this is like a whole other thing, so hold on. Before we go confronting that, let's look at like the normal options. I'll save a new experience for last, I guess. Graduation.
Indeed. If we do fix the loop, we will in fact finally graduate. It should be quite interesting. I confess I feel a little bit of trepidation around the actual event itself. Not about actually graduating, that I'm happy about. But you know, there will be a lot of people there. A lot of people watching and looking at me, and you know, it is not appealing to someone socially anxious. I think I will have a slightly difficult time there.
You've grown so much, it's great. Just take deep breaths, you'll get through it. You could just skip the event and get your diploma later. I'm gonna say this one because it's basically true of Club Meeting Zeri.
I appreciate your confidence in me. Perhaps you are right. I do not feel particularly confident, but then I often feel more tenuous about things than I do while they are occurring. This is probably a similar situation. Most likely I should just not think about it much until it happens, and then I will be swept up in the feelings of the moment. Thank you, also, for talking about my growth. Growth is not always apparent to the one growing. It's nice to hear that you think I have. I suppose we'll see how it goes on the day. I'm just so glad that everyone will be growing and becoming someone new. Finally, after all these years. I guess it hasn't really been that many years, but it certainly feels like it. I feel proud, I think. A little bit for myself, but mostly for my friends. All of them. They have all been through so much, and have come out to be much stronger people. And then I think, goodness, this is only just beginning. In college, who knows how we will change and grow? What could Monica's CRA-MC become? What could Natsuki become? Or what could Natsuki become?
I can talk.
And what will I become? Even I could not tell you. The only way to know is before me. And I will step into it. Knowingly, courageously. Or at least, I will try to do it courageously. But enough about my fears. There are other things to discuss.
Error undefined. There are so many errors. I wonder if we should, take it from the top and hit up all the errors along the way. I guess we could. Well, hold on. I really couldn't care less, but I'll say it anyway.
We're having it at Miss Edith's house. She graciously offered her modest home for the day. I think maybe she's, as usual, just happy for the social interaction. But yes, we will all be over her place. We're all getting rides from either Monica or Miss Edith, since they're both not going to drink. We thought about inviting Marie, but, well, if people are going to be drinking, best not to have her for several reasons. One is that she is very sheltered, and isn't actually mature enough. And another is that it would be hard to shield our secret from her. So it'll just be the six of us. I think that will be nice. Although I hope Monica doesn't feel too lonesome. Ever since Natsuki and I came out publicly, she has been a little more subdued. I strongly suspect it is due to feeling lonely. Although she does a good job hiding it. We'll just have to go out of our way to make sure she feels included.
I mean, she's the only one technically not in a relationship at this point.
I already have my gift for Natsuki. I'm getting her two. One for the party this evening, and one for the family party this weekend. What I do need help with is help with alcohol. Let's bring your own. I have a few ideas, but I'd like your input. What do you think I should bring?
Well, wine is technically alcoholic, isn't it? I don't know anything about alcohol and I couldn't care less. Let's say champagne since it's generically classy.
A fairly safe choice. Champagne is the normal wine for celebrations after all. Not sure it's the most interesting choice, but you would likely know the proper alcohol much better than I, so let's go with it. Well, glad to have that question settled. One less thing I have to worry about today. Although I do still need to pick up the champagne at some point, I suppose. Oh, and maybe I should get some of those fluted glasses it goes in. Busy, busy, busy. But enough about the birthday question. What else?
A new experience.
Ah, yes, that. Actually, Natsuki's birthday will be a great chance for me to test this idea of mine. A lot of things will likely be happening all at once there. So normally the game has its own unknowable algorithm for deciding where you go and what you see. And often it makes very interesting and good choices, if you will, about where to send you. But I thought that this was rather a random way to experience our world. Especially when I could do so for you. So today I will be your host for your visit. I will directly control where you visit and who you visit. I think that doing it that way might prove more interesting. And also might avoid some of the embarrassing private moments that the game occasionally breaches. I just need to be careful to check before sending you somewhere, really. I think that's a much more interesting way to do it, don't you?
Yes.
Excellent. It is an interesting thing trying to tell a story in this way. All my life I have been fascinated by stories, and here I get to tell one. It's just a little different since it's actually things that are happening, and I'm just choosing where to point the camera. Oh, also, I will try, when I can, to offer up my commentary about what is occurring as well. I thought that would be interesting to hear, or to you, hearing commentary on the story from a character and what is, to you, that very story. Now, doing this did take a little bit of effort to set up, so I may have to make some adjustments as we go along and things happen. But mostly the experience should be seamless. I hope you enjoy it. But surely there are other things you still wanted to discuss.
RPY 124. Well, hold on. Let's see how many of those glitch options we can choose from the top. Because I don't really know. Oh, I already took it from the top. Whatever, it's fine. Hey, hello? We'll just skip, because that's like first glitch. Hey, Yuri. And let's save it this one, because I don't know how many of these options we need to pick. Let's see. The menus are strange. Shouldn't I visit the others? Where's Natsuki? You're abusing your power. The game is glitching. What's the club mod this week? There are so many other things I can choose in here. But, I guess we'll tell her.
So they are glitching, are they? I had sensed something of it in a strange way. I didn't say anything because I wasn't sure. But still, very interesting. And worth looking into. Can't have glitches in a game your entire existence depends on, can you? You can be assured I'll look into it. Thank you for telling me. Time now, I think, for you to see someone else. I'm going to send you to the girls' bathroom first. That group is still uneasily rebuilding their friendship. It genuinely hurt Natsuki that Ikuko left when Natsuki talked about me and her, but I think they are doing all right now, as you will see.
I feel like this might be an inevitable outcome, so let's see what some of those other things are. Shouldn't I visit the others?
You will, you will. Don't worry. Wait, didn't we already have this conversation? I swear we did. Yes, that's right. You asked me about the game glitching. This is somewhat odd. I should not remember such a thing, typically. I'll add this to the list of things I'll have to look into later. For now, let's just move along. No need to have the same conversation twice, after all.
Hey, where do you think you're going? It took us back to the regular menu. But hold on, there's still other things. Where's Natsuki?
Natsuki? I imagine she's at... Wait, didn't we already have this conversation?
No, we didn't. You should... Hold on. You're abusing your power.
What do you mean? Hang on.
I'm not gonna get very far with any of these options, am I?